Welcome, Ayan. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Now, as we see from your CV, you are from Bhopal, Napier Town, Jabalpur. You're connected with somehow. You have
Yes,
done maths as an option.
yes, sir.
Yeah, taken maths as an option in your BTech Electrical Engineering from IIT Delhi, right?
Yes, sir.
Anything you would like to add except chess? You are a rated person and so on. Anything else you would like to add?
Sir, I'm currently serving as a probationer of the Indian Police Service, and I have taken extraordinary leave.
Okay. Have you joined there at all and then taken leave or right? Not gone at all?
Sir, joined and then taken leave.
Joined and then taken leave. So how long have you been on the fatigues already?
And none at all, sir. I went just in November, and
Okay.
currently I'm preparing.
All right. Please.
Yeah, I am seeing you are from IIT Delhi and had a score of 9.86 CGPA. You had a bright future in engineering side. Didn't you sit for campus placement there?
Sir, I did not sit for placements. I wanted to go for civil services, sir.
You never sat for campus placement.
No, sir.
Why? Then why did you in engineering IIT Delhi? Why you wasted one seat of IIT Delhi? You could have done some arts thing and gone for civil services. So
Sir,
you
I
are
do
one of
regret.
the civil servants. I've seen from your tab. If the goal was clear, then why via IIT Delhi route?
Sir, I do regret that a seat got wasted because of my decision. But, sir, the decision was certainly not made before joining college, sir. In my school days, I had not decided which career path to take. So I went with the subjects that I was particularly strong in, which were maths, physics. And I felt that engineering would offer me the widest opportunities. In my first and second year, I decided my career path based on exploration and discussion, sir.
Oh, okay, fine. See, now this is the age of artificial intelligence. Now, how do you see the future of artificial intelligence and its impact on our society, future job market in the next decade?
Yes, sir. Artificial intelligence, sir, I believe is going to transform the nature of jobs. Sir, perhaps 10 years might be a short term change, but in the next 20 to 30 years, the nature of jobs is going to transform significantly. Sir, some jobs might get replaced by artificial intelligence, but similarly, we will have many other jobs in the nature of prompt designing, artificial intelligence programming, or other algorithms also, such as teaching morality to artificial intelligence. So, sir, many other jobs will come up also, but similarly, some simpler jobs might be made much more convenient through artificial intelligence.
So many older people will become outdated.
Sir, I believe that would depend on how we pursue the skilling and education of our population at large. I believe we can harness this opportunity in a positive manner, sir.
Okay. See, there was now this government, this employee used to get pensions. There was old pension scheme. Then government, after a lot of deliberations, started new pension scheme. Again, after some time, some states are going back to old pension scheme. What was the difference and why states are reverting back to the old system?
So the difference is that the old pension scheme had assured returns as a pension, whereas the new pension scheme, which is a contributory based scheme, it does not have assured returns. Rather, it is based on the investment of the contribution, sir. Sir, some states have decided to go back to the old pension scheme. Sir, one reason could be to assure a higher pension to their government servants. Another reason could be a more populist aspect in order to appease them, sir.
Because we are more that security oriented. See, the new pension scheme, the part of the money invested in share market equity. If you see the past history of 70, 80 years, or even US market longer, average return of equity market is much higher than the fixed instrument, the fixed FD or debt or whatever it is. And idea is that they will get much better corpus at the end of the service than what the pension they are getting at present. So why people are so apprehensive and don't believe in that the new pension scheme will be good for them?
Sir, as per my understanding, it is because people in India do look at the stock market with some level of apprehension and they do not consider it a guaranteed return with the high risks being present in the market. So this is my understanding, but I will definitely check if there are other factors also, sir.
Last question. Have you heard of the term de-dollarization?
Yes, sir.
How do you see in near future de-dollarization is possible?
Sir, perhaps not in the next few years, but in the next 1 or 2 decades, certainly, sir. Currencies like the Indian rupee are also gaining prominence. For example, we had currency swap agreements with the United Arab Emirates. So maybe in the 2 to 3 decades, this might be feasible, sir.
Because for wide acceptance of any currency, your export should be very good. See,
Yes.
if you suppose China, if out of 150 countries, 100 countries are importing from me, now they will be happy to accept my currency.
Yes, sir.
That is what is happening in the USA because all transactions are in the US dollars. So India is nowhere near that.
Yes, sir. At present, the share of India's exports in global trade is very low, but sir, it has been increasing rapidly. And in the next 10 years, I do believe that it will reach a very significant amount. Added to that, sir, is the stability and resilience of Indian economy, which will make other countries highly interested in investing in India and also trading with India at a much higher scale. That I believe will lead to a higher acceptance towards the rupee, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and yeah, my question is very simple. Recently, the ISRO chief made a statement that India is going to launch 50 satellites for intelligence gathering. When privacy is such a big issue in India and the world over, is it good to make it public that we will be sleeping around?
Sir, I do understand that privacy and national security will always be at loggerheads with each other. But, sir, making this statement public also serves as a deterrent for other countries to be aware of India's security capabilities and that India will have access to information around it, which is strengthening India's borders also. This will greatly augment our national security, sir.
But, did he spell out any takeaways, deliverables from these 50 satellites that were supposed to be launched, that are supposed to be launched in the coming 5 years, 10 years?
Very sorry, sir. I will have to read in detail, sir.
Okay. Recently, uh, three acts, criminal laws, have replaced the old colonial acts, IPC, CRPC, and the Evidence Act. Like any other act, do you think it will be rolled out the day it is notified in the Gazette, or there is more preparation required for the implementation of these acts?
There is certainly a lot of preparation required, sir. And as the government has itself stated that the acts will be enacted in a coming few months, and the full implementation of the acts is targeted to be around December 2024. Meanwhile, sir, all the streamlining will be done for a smooth transition so that the entire justice system can get acquainted to the new sections and laws, sir.
Okay. You optional was mathematics.
Yes, sir.
What would be the application of, let's say, you become a DM? How do you see that maths will be useful in running office or in governance?
Sir, first I would say in the indirect manner, maths teaches us very logical and structured thinking. For example, we are given certain conditions and we have to reach a certain goal. In administration also, sir, connecting the dots via a chain thinking, one step at a time, will be definitely help to improve administrative competence. in a more direct manner, sir. One is, sir, the utilization of data. For example, statistics to analyze trends, patterns, and to accordingly take decisions. Secondly, sir, the concept of linear programming through operations research. It teaches us, sir, that there are certain constraints and there is a certain specific goal to be met. That will always be the case in administration, sir, where constraints will be there and multiple goals are there, and we will have to take the optimal decision. Thirdly, sir, I also believe that as technology is getting more and more involved in administration, and mathematics forms the basis of algorithms, whether it is in artificial intelligence or otherwise. So it will also play a major role there, sir.
I'm bothered about my salary calculation, my TA calculation, my leave account calculation. Maths will do that. The mundane jobs are there. You techies talk of big things. But I'm concerned the maths will be helping me from mundane to the more, I think AI's algorithms and linear, whatever applications you may have. So that's my take that when you are talking about it, don't lose sight of the small. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I knew the answer. That's spot on. Thank you. I'm done.
Ayan, taking what the previous board member said about de-dollarization. Our external affairs minister is in Russia, right? Is in Russia, and I think till today. And there was talk of rupee-ruble trade, and trading in rupees. And we did have our and rubles. So we have this. We're buying energy and crude oil from there. So how do you think that this? Is this also a step in de-dollarization, and why? What are the objections or what are the challenges that we are facing in this particular thing? And that's, one of the reasons why I think that was discussed at our external affairs ministers meeting in Russia.
As per my understanding of de-dollarization, yes, ma'am, this will be a step in that direction, because for global trade, a currency other than dollar is being used, and the international acceptance of the rupee or any other currency will be increasing. Ma'am, the challenges in this regard, ma'am, one is from the diplomacy perspective, that United States will not be happy with India engaging more and more with Russia. And there is, ma'am, the possibility of sanctions, which do limit Russia's foreign exchange. So, ma'am, and ma'am, secondly, ma'am, economically, our foreign reserves do depend on the dollars, ma'am. So we do need more of dollars also. When we are engaging in trade with other currencies, we are accumulating them, but the dollar still continues to assume great importance globally.
In the global economy. No, so now what is the objection? What are the issues in this ruble rupee sort of trade that has been taking place? What is Russia saying? What are Russian businesses saying? Are you aware?
Ma'am, I have a rough idea, ma'am. Ma'am, as far as I am understanding, that the countries which have the Indian rupee in their foreign reserves, they are not able to invest it back into India. And since there is no other country where the Indian rupee will be accepted, they are not able to utilize their foreign exchange reserves, which are present in terms of rupee, ma'am. Whether it is because of ease of doing business or other reasons, ma'am.
No, they can invest, but they cannot. There's not enough products to be bought from India. That's why it's becoming a lopsided kind of trade balance. So that is why they are saying that we should and there's been talk of another currency being used instead of the dollar. What is that? They're asking India to pay in another currency if possible. Which one is that? The yuan.
Sorry, ma'am.
The yuan. So they are trying to promote the yuan. So we certainly don't want to get into that, of paying to the yuan. And in this context, India-Russia relations overall are good. And during this visit, it was sort of reaffirmed that our relationship is good and on an even keel, long-term and stable. But what about India-US relations? In this context, how do you see the India-US ties? Briefly.
Ma'am, certainly for India, US and Russia both are extremely important. And USA always does take objection to any country getting close with Russia. But ma'am, for USA also, India is extremely important. So I do not believe this will pose a major impediment. And USA also understands India's national interests, which do include Russia. Lastly, ma'am, for USA, it is also helpful in one manner that Russia will not become over-dependent on China if it continues to engage with India. That is in USA's interest, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Hello, Ayan. So, very quickly, I understand you are interested in chess, and something that is absolutely no common feat is bughouse chess. So, so if I'm not mistaken, there are very few chess players who are in favor of bughouse chess. What are your thoughts on this criticism that this particular format has received from some of the legends? What do you have to say about that?
Yes, sir. Sir, Bughouse chess is not even an officially recognized variant. Rather, it is a variant which people play for fun, sir. Sir, there has been a lot of criticism about Bughouse chess causing players to play rashly and not think enough because of the availability of pieces. But, sir, there has also been positive support. For example, sir, Grandmaster Levon Aronian, he said that playing Bughouse chess increases a player's creativity because we have to think on many more lines. We are not only focusing on our own board, but also our partner's board and thinking much more in the future. Lastly, sir, I would say that bughouse chess is not intended to be played for skill development, but rather as a recreational activity, and it is certainly the most fun variant of chess, in my opinion, sir.
Great. Are you also following the FIDE Chess Championship going on?
Sir, I followed it briefly, sir.
Okay. What's the latest update? The championship?
Yes, sir. Sir, in the World Rapid Championship, Magnus Carlsen has won, and in the open section, and in the women's section, Anastasia Bordenok has won.
All right. Very quickly, so in relation to OTT platforms, it has been argued that OTT has completely changed the way in which we consume visual content. What are your thoughts on that particular sentiment? Has it really changed the culture of watching? If yes, in what ways?
Yes, sir. I do believe it has made a major change, sir. One way, sir, is the plethora of choices available for people on demand. They do not have to be dependent on the TV schedule or the cinema schedule. They can watch anything they want at any time. Secondly, sir, is that they do not have to watch it on lifetime basis. They can watch half of an episode or half of a movie and watch the remaining half at a later time at their convenience. Thirdly, sir, is the algorithms that personalize choices for the consumer. This was completely absent earlier, but now based on a person's past history of watching, personalized recommendations come, which definitely is beneficial for the consumer, sir. As a
Okay.
negative side effect, yes, very
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
Sir, the negative effect is that it has become that much more addicting and time consuming for people, sir.
Okay. My last question. This is in relation to online dating apps. So there are pros and cons, and there have been very interesting reflections in relation to the shifts online dating apps have brought about with respect to relationships, intimacy, etc. So your thoughts on this phenomenon and the shifts this particular phenomenon has brought?
Yes, sir. Sir, in a positive sense, it has allowed a person to have more choices and to also meet more people. Secondly, sir, such apps, in my understanding, they utilize algorithms to find appropriate matches for each individual. But on a more negative side, sir, first is definitely the issue of safety and security, because often people are not actually interested in dating. Rather, they are going there for malpractices, for maybe catfishing a woman, or even the other way around. And lastly, sir, it is certainly not the conventional way of meeting an individual. And while in the short term, it might seem like a good match has been found, but actually that may not be the case, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
So, just taking cue out of this three laws on Indian Penal and Evidence Act and Criminal Procedure Code, it's all very well which offences have been codified, made better, you know, their contemporaneous nature has been recognized, etc. I want to know something procedurally, what responsibilities have been put on the judiciary and the police for speedy delivery of justice. Can you give me those examples?
Yes, sir. So the first example is the concept of EFIR, which allows a person to file the FIR online. This was already there in some places, but now it has been brought in.
Okay. Second one.
So the second is the concept of zero FIR, which means that a person can file an FIR in any police station, sir. So third is the time limit for the final verdict on any case, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I believe it is the 3 years as the time limit, sir.
Okay, and there's something about 30 days, within 60 days you have to do this. Any idea?
Sir, I'm having
Something
enough
about
idea,
plea
but
bargaining. Plea bargaining.
very sorry, sir. I will revisit that, sir.
Oh, it's simply that if a person has to plead guilty to save the
Yes.
cost of everything, and the concept of plea bargaining has been formally brought in, he has to do it in the first 30 days and not towards the end of his trial when he already knows he's.
As the case was.
As the case was. Okay. All right. The other one, you have, this was a very interesting Napier town, Jabalpur,
Yes, sir.
right? So, who was Napier and why is he so famous? And what does this phrase PECCAVI mean?
Yes.
You're familiar with
Sir,
it?
yes, sir. Sir,
Good.
Charles Napier, sir, was an officer in the British Army. His one of the works that he's renowned for is the stopping of Thuggy. Sir, in Jabalpur, which was near Jabalpur.
That was
So-
Sleeman. That was Sleeman.
Very sorry, sir. Very sorry, sir. Sir,
Carry on.
yes, sir. Sir, Charles Napier's, as you mentioned, sir, Pekavi was related to the conquering of Sindh. Sir, this line meant that Pekavi, I have sinned, which meant that they unintentionally conquered
It
Sindh.
was punning because and saving on telegram on the number of letters used in the telegram, right? Okay.
Sir, yes.
Yeah, it was not as free as WhatsApp these days. One more thing, Jabalpur was called as Sanskar Dhani Nagri. By whom?
Sir, it was by Shri Vinod Bhave.
Very good. All right, as far as I'm concerned, there's just one thing. There's something called the Miranda Oath. So when
Very
in the
sorry.
US, you're aware of it. The cop stops the guy, hands on the bonnet or whatever, he is.
Yes.
You have the right to remain silent while he's frisking, blah blah blah. Why is it completely absent in any of these three acts?
Sir, may I take a moment to think, sir?
Please. But let me say, why is it irrelevant in these three acts?
Sir, I do understand that the Indian and US criminal system is different, but very sorry, sir. I'm not aware of exact reasons for this, sir.
Oh, very simple. Any confession, anything said before a police officer is not even admissible in court.
Yes, understood, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
वो आदत है क्योंकि because you people see so much OTT, so they say चलो बोल देते हैं. Courts also say चलो बोल दो. Anyway, as far as we are concerned, your interview is formally over. But how do you feel about it? How have you fared?
Sir, I think in some of the questions I felt I could have given better points, even though I managed to give some points, but they were not as good as I wanted them to be, sir. Especially
So
the
how-
internationalization and de-dollarization
So
questions.
how would you like to make them better? One is you read extensively, that's fine. But what I will see, it's very good. I don't need to tell you that. Best part is if you can just pause a little after the question is asked and see the various dimensions of the question, exactly what is being asked, and then come out with the best part of the answer right in the beginning. And then let's see, you know. So, in my suggestion to you is try and mentally compress your answer in about 15-20 seconds. And then you develop it as you see the circumstances, right?
Yes.
Then you think with your feet. If a longer discussion is required, go for it. I cannot see whether you're moving your hands
Yes, sir,
express
a
your
little bit, yes, sir.
viewpoint. And also, I do not know if you are able to maintain eye contact with all the board members, which you are required. Okay.
Understood, sir.
Otherwise, I have nothing else to add. Madam, would you like to say something else? And otherwise, yes.
Yeah. When is your interview?
Ma'am, I've not got the date. It will be in second phase.
Okay. Yeah.
Second, phase, lots of time.
Lots of time, and you've done well. And as Sir said, we don't. These 2 points, keep in mind that you need to include everyone in in your answers, but you have to speak a little slowly. Sometimes you're going too fast. Little modulation and little, slowing down would be a good thing. And you just think sometimes and then answer. Otherwise, all very good. And you're already in service, so you're nothing to lose. You can only get better. Thank you. All the very best to you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All the very best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Do
sir.
well.
Do well.
Okay.
Thank you.
And now you're smiling. Smile a little more.
Yes,
Enjoy
ma'am.
the interview also.
Yeah. You should learn to enjoy the interview process.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.